Americans, the Think Show that proves without a shadow of a doubt that the so called African American didn't find his way to America in the trunk of a ship. I'm your host, the Indigenous One. Tonight we're joined by the Accomack clan mother, Lyron Cypress. And tonight's topic, we're going to explore the substitute families we all seem to be in. Substitute families, what are they?
Substitute families. You know, we used to church and all these other little things used to be like, a little extra something, little something, something just to be, part of the community. But now we use these, we use church, our fraternities, our Moorish societies, Islamic and religious societies, whatever, as our families. They become everything instead of like a mechanism to network for our family, to navigate for our families. They become our families. They have become our families. And we don't deal with our families. We deal with these societies and these religious groups instead. Why? Why are you doing this? You are confused, mixed up, led astray. It's a problem. You are forever looking for a group to belong to because why? You don't want to deal with your damn family. You don't. You don't. Your choir group, your church group becomes your family, and your own family become strangers. They are strangers to you now. That is a shame because your power, your financial wealth, your bloodline, your mechanism for improvement, your connectedness with your ancestors is all found within your family. What do you think about that, Carrie?
I that's where most of my family is now anyway. Everybody, especially the one that takes it up most, is the church. And when you study the church, or if if I or somebody else go to the church, anybody on here, anybody in the chat room, Selena, John, Copper Color Lifestyle, Chataya, anybody, if anybody can prove to me what the church ain't shit, because it ain't, if you can prove that it trumps your family, I'm listening. See, we get it, and you'll realize that as families, as indigenous families around here, we have lost connection to our families. And one of the main reasons we've lost that connection with the family is because we get in all these groups, and all of them are dumb. All of them. And like Lisa said earlier, how dare you throw away your family for these groups that none of you even made up? These are foreign groups that pulled you away from your family. And I'm watching it now. You act like there's something special, something that Jesus said down himself, and it's screwing your family up. And those people who are in it are the main ones running from their families. Again, if I'm wrong, please, somebody let me know. But I know I'm damn right. We have let all these groups and fraternities and blah, blah, blah tear us away from our family so much that we don't even we don't even know our cousins. We don't even know our cousins. So that's my take on it, Lisa.
Well, my mom and dad, they and my aunties and uncles, they showed us. They didn't just tell us; they showed us. I was talking to my cousin on this week. Happy birthday, Daryl! I know he ain't listening, but um, I talked to him, just the other day before his birthday, and I said, hey, he was like, Lisa, I was just talking to my wife about how close we were as family. She's like, you wouldn't believe how close we were. Like we shared, food, clothes. We were like always at each other's houses, helping each other. We were talking about extended family. It wasn't even extended. It was like we was just all a family. And that just happened a microsecond ago. I'm older, but damn, you know, 50 years goes fast, bitch. And
You're
50 years ago seemed like it was just a nanosecond, right? And a nanosecond ago, we was playing, we was making up games, we was calling each other names, we was in each other's faces every damn week, okay? And now, if I talk to them a couple of times a year, that's doing something. And if I hadn't reached out, I wouldn't even hearing from none of them if that often. But our families, they was with their brothers and sisters and cousins and uncles and going back to Virginia and all that all the time. They like, look, I gotta touch base with my family. I gotta be with my family. I gotta go meet up with my family. That was so important to my people. But why didn't I get it? Why do I? Because I can live in Atlanta, live in Daggone, go to Texas, go this way, go Daggone to Florida, move all over the place, go to Maryland. I can be wherever I want to be. But
do
I
you
don't understand the importance of staying connected and linked up with family. That's a messed up thing. We cannot keep doing this. We cannot keep running from the people closest to us. They ain't the easiest people, but that's because they make us strong by beating us down. They beat us down the worst, right? But
right?
that's how they make us strong, though. That's how they keep us strong. They keep you correct that way. And they're the worst critics. And that's good. You need that because the world ain't going to love you. And they love you. And if they're your worst critics, then that's going to make you better. You hear that?
Do you think all this started from the integration thing? Because it seemed a whole bunch of stuff went down after integration, after we decided we wanted to go ahead and integrate with people. And I don't think a lot of us see or pay attention to, because we always look at it as though we've integrated, but we don't look at what did we have to give up in order to integrate.
Yeah, you're right. Because, see, seriously, when we integrated, and also when we got that little boost of affirmative action, that little sister got mad at me about on the clubhouse because I was like, these damn baby boomers are messed up. They messed us up because they freaking got all selfish and they were like, yeah, I'm winning. I can go work at IBM, bitches. Everybody that is my age or whatever, they got cousins that went to IBM, all these other tech. They did all this other highfalutin stuff, got these good government, no, not government, these good corporate jobs and shit. And then they were like, woo, their heads were in the clouds, right? And she had one of those parents, so she got mad at me because she thought I was talking bad about her parents. But really, I was, but really, I wasn't, because really, it's just a matter of fact. These people got their heads got blown up when they got these opportunities like, oh yeah, I'm making this mad cash, I'm working with these white folks acting like white ass and just getting the nice neighborhoods, and oh, I can drive a damn, whatever I want to drive, they doing all that and they forgot like about family. They forgot about family because they saw family as somebody who might want to ask for something. Oh shit, they might want something. Shit, I ain't gonna go around with them with my damn Jaguar because they might want something.
Jag, you had a Jag.
Uh, that wasn't me. But anyway, like I was saying, they be like, I ain't gonna go around them because they might want something. But seriously, this is how we used to come around each other and celebrate each other. We used to get new cars and be like, yo, Henry, you got that new car? That's beautiful, man. Because of that, you gonna get a caddy. I'm gonna get a damn Lincoln next year or 6 months from now. You know what I'm saying? This is we celebrate each other. We sincerely in our hearts we're happy for each other because your win was my mother's Scunchy win. You know, I saw your win as me. You winning was me winning because you are me. But now we see each other's winning as I'm jealous. Ooh, I hate you. Ooh, you think you all that. Ooh. You know, because we're disconnected and stupid.
It's what is that? It's like we just turned our backs on each other, and that was less than a generation.
Man, we're so stupid. We're so disconnected from who we are and how we're supposed to act. We hate. Why is she putting on that damn party? She thinks her birthday party for her kid was all that. I'm gonna have a daggone, live singer at my party. I'm gonna outdo her. We're all trying to be in competition instead of being in daggone in celebration of each other. And we losing. We're losing because we look like clowns doing that. Because we don't understand that the same blood that courses through my veins courses through your veins. And when you win, that's my body winning. We're one body, motherfuckers. We're one body. And you sitting up there getting all into your daggone frats. Oh, I went, my frat brother did this. My church, they choir people did. They took me out to dinner. You're all happy about that. And you ain't even pay attention to your own damn sister, your own damn brother. What is that? That is sick. That's sick, y'all. We're looking for substitute families when we don't want to deal with our own, and we're not going to win that way because guess what? We're in war. And you better be battle ready and smart. You better know that the enemy, the main thing they did was freaking mess with our families in multiple ways. And then they're giving this, what they doing? What they doing? They doing this tax child credit. And y'all think, woo! Why? Oh, he get Uncle Sam giving me some money. Oh, I love Biden. Biden, I'm gonna pray for you. Oh, I'm praying for you, and I'm gonna vote for you. That's what you're doing. That's what you're doing, and that's what they want you to do. Be a coon and do that. I'm praying for you, and I'm gonna vote for you, Biden, because you're a good man. You understand? You're trying to help the poor folks out. Now, what you need to be doing is being strategic and realizing that they don't give nothing for no reason. Can you please explain that to them, Carrie?
Well, one of the things that I always look at it because I kind of look at it in a different way than everybody else. First of all, I don't look at it as if we're the minorities. I don't look at it like that. You don't go to no country you go to and the indigenous people are the minority. Nowhere in the world. But for some reason, we think here because we think so low of ourselves because we lost that connection to family. We always hating on each other. We don't think we are what we really are. We don't think we have what we really have. And what happens? Foreigners come over. See, they not in all that stuff. They bring their families with them to replace you. So, see, that's how I look at it. This is really like we're on the Titanic for real. And we just in here, la, 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 wee. And the shit ain't like that. It ain't like that.
Hallelujah.
These people bringing their mamas. They bringing their daddies. If that don't tell your ass nothing, you're just going to watch TV. If you haven't sat and asked yourself, why are these people, these are middle-aged people, bringing their mothers and fathers 6,000 miles away to go set up camp somewhere else? Ask yourself that. Because every answer out there, you just don't, you want to be with the in crowd, to go along, get along gang. You want to believe what everybody else is doing, so you feel so shitty about yourself, you won't even look into yourself. You won't even look into the history of your family. You won't even look into what your family celebrated. And when you ask, and this is what pisses me off about the Negro, when you ask them what you're doing, I mean, this is all of them, any of them. when you say Negro, why do you celebrate the new year in the dead of winter? You you got to look at their faces before they even say a word. Just check the look on their face. When you ask them some shit they know is wrong, they know they fucking up, but they gonna go along and get along and just try to talk their way or bullshit their way out of it. Check out their face when you ask them that. We have disconnected ourselves from this planet. We don't walk on the soil no more. We don't walk on the earth no more. Most of us walk on concrete. Your attitude is going to be totally different walking on concrete than walking on earth. Would you say, Lise?
Walking in rhythm.
Yeah.
Moving in time. Yes, yes, you can't be walking on concrete and feel your vibration to the earth. You can't get it. You cannot get yourself in sync with the soil and your inner being and the core of this daggone planet walking on concrete. They love concrete. They take your beaches, still sand for the beaches, to make concrete so they can keep you out of contact with your daggone inner core. Yeah, that's on purpose. Okay, that's on. They can make sidewalks out of anything. Concrete is to keep you disconnected. So you're being disconnected in every means possible, and you're facilitating with this by, yes. AP Trader had said, yeah, money. Our people get drunk on money. Honey, let's just look at the scenario. You get $1,500 for your kids coming this month. All of a sudden your sister's staying with you. You're like, you know what, bitch? I don't need you in here. I got this. Girl, get out. I don't need your little rent money. I don't need your babysitting. I got this. Whatever. It can on micro levels cause dissension and separation. That uncle that's coming in your pocket can cause, in micro levels, dissension and separation in your family, in your relationship. Nigga, no. I don't want to see you. Whatever. Because a lot of people, they feel like the work of a relationship is about economics. I don't know. But a lot of these relationships are built on economics.
Pure and simple.
And that's a problem to begin with, y'all, for one. But that's the reality. But the reality of what we used to do was we used to get with the right people. We used to have good grandmama sense, common sense, big mama's common sense, and we used to get with the right person first of all. Stop throwing our damn stuff around to the wrong people and getting caught up with the wrong people for economic reasons, right? But anyway, we doing that. We doing these relationships for economic purposes. We only involve ourselves with our family if we have to for economic purposes, instead of really realizing that we as family are a powerhouse, that we have the same kind of skill sets. We have this connectiveness of a mindset that can't nobody else have. I went to visit my begrudgingly. I'll tell you, I was kidnapped by my sister to go visit my niece. Not to say that I didn't want to visit my niece, but I was gonna go to the 70th birthday of my uncle, who was on Carrie's channel a little while, a few months ago. I was gonna go there, but instead I delivered some chairs to the party, and then my sister kidnapped me to go to New Jersey and visit my niece. She has twin kids, a boy and a girl. I have a grandson about the same age, and they haven't seen each other in a couple of years. And so I FaceTime with my grandson with them. It was so cute. So my grandson's got the Legos, and he got this Lego mechanism that he's made with that has like a little gear in it, right? And so so Virginia's like, wow, that's cool. And then she tells her brother, look, Henry, look what your cousin did. He made a Lego. He was like, oh, I love Legos. I want to be a Lego artist. My grandson's like, Carter is like, yes, I want to be a Lego artist too. And little Virginia's like, you all are cousins. You can be Lego artists together.
You know,
You know what I'm saying?
yeah.
That's the thing. See, y'all could make a giant piece of Lego art to bar none as cousins. But see, that's the kind of thing that we was able to do as people in the past that we ain't got right now. That family power. Family power beats all power.
Okay, so check out the family story in my family. It went totally wrong, but this is what I mean. So all of us got some genius in us. All of us. I don't care if you're a genius at wiping your ass. You got some genius in you. I had a cousin, and this was in the 70s. We were kids. He comes up with the idea. I don't know if you've ever seen this. Ask your mom and dad or grandma and dad if they ever seen this. The telephone, remember you used to have the phones at home. The top lip was your receiver and where you talked in. The bottom part of the lip was where you dial the number. You just dial the number and you can talk to the person in the phone. My cousin came up with that idea, went to the family, and he was like, look, we can do this. All the uncles and aunts said no. So what he found up doing was selling the idea to a Chinese man for $10,000.
What?
Yeah, for 15 and 16-year-old kids, it was $10,000. And he was generous with us all.
Wow.
And he asked his aunts and uncles, hey, who all was driving them Jags, who had vans and campers, and just all kind of shit we get into when other people start using us. That's how they use us as labor. They take your land, build something on your land, and pay you pennies. And sell it back to you, and they give you pennies because it's more you than everybody.
Absolutely.
That's why they call you minority. That's why they always talk down to you. You want to see some Negroes get talked down on? Go to the airports. See how these people are coming in, treat you like you nothing. When they say the term black, they say it with such vitriol. Black. And we just go along and get along. See, that's on us. Those are the things we don't want to talk about. The things that we do. See, we can't be making all these claims, be a victim, and you always smack dab in the middle of it. Why did you lose some of these wars? Because some of the brothers went over and wanted to be Buffalo Soldiers. Amen. See, we forget that.
We got to check ourselves. We got to continuously check ourselves because the thieves are among us,
Yeah.
Thieves are among us. The thieves are in the church. The thieves are in the daggone Moors. The thieves are in the Islam. The thieves are in the daggone Hebrew Israelites. The thieves are in the daggone Greek fraternities and sororities. The thieves are taking you from your family. They want you to be with these substitute families. The white supremacists set all that up for you. This is not your creation. This is not indigenous. There is not indigenous what is that called? Freemasons. There are not indigenous daggone Moors. They're not indigenous Islam. There's not indigenous Christian churches. There's not indigenous Hebrew Israelites. There's not indigenous. That is created to separate us from our daggone team, which is our family, which is our tribe, which is our nation. Wake the hell up. Wake up.
I got a note for the chat. This is the best chat on the planet. The chat is highly intellectual. That's true. You're absolutely right about that. But back to the family. So My cousin sells this idea to a Chinese man for $10,000. What I mean, just imagine. He cleaned up on that, and we all have somebody in our family like that. Shit, it may be you. We all have people in our families like that. I mean, you see the little kids, they are miles ahead. You got all the riches you need right at your fingertips. Your family, your cousin, the cousin you used to hang with when you was a kid. The cousin used to ride your bikes together somewhere. What could you be doing? I mean, you know, some of the how much economics have we lost to the institution of marriage? How much have we lost to that? No, Jay Indigenous, these kids ain't no joke, man. They ain't no joke. And they are ridding, I mean, seriously, ridding the civil rights generation off the planet. Just how much we lost in that alone, the civil rights movement. What did we lose in that? You see how all these programs and all this stuff is not really for you. It's for the immigrants. Every war the United States have fought in, of course, you were there. All the people that they fought, those people are set up now right here in your doorstep. What you gonna do about it? See, we talking all this foreign stuff, and we look like assholes to the rest of the world. We are always doing their bidding, not trying to fix, not saying, look, this is what's happening to us. We have to fix ourselves or we're going to be off this planet. I mean, you would think we could see this.
Yeah, we need to see this. We really need to see this. We really need to see. First of all, if you don't really know that you're in a war is being sieged upon you and your progeny, you're friggin' lost. Because they don't want you here and they don't want your progeny here. And you need to be thinking like all those other entities think for 7 generations ahead. You need to be working for 7 generations ahead. And although my daughter with my beautiful grandchildren doesn't understand what I'm doing, she thinks I'm freaking crazy because I'm running up and down the countryside and I'm organizing these Indians as a daggone nation. And she doesn't understand why I'm not just hanging out with my grandkids and kissing on them. And I love my grandkids and I love to just be underneath them, kissing on them. But I want them and their kids 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 to be able to walk around without the police freaking be able to hang them up and get them caught up in the damn system. I want them to be able to also have their land where they can always prosper, be free, and have a foundation of wealth. I want them to also be able to go to whatever college, all the colleges that we can set up that these indigenous people can go for free. I want that to be in place for generations. I got work to do. And it's not for now, it's for 7 generations. And though I love my grandbabies and I hate that she's crawling and I'm missing all these changes, I love her and I want her to be able to go to college and be like, look, I got my ID card. I'm going free. I got this land. I'm good. I always got, my people got my back. My back is already had. Right. It's already established because my daggone Geely, she worked for that shit. She worked for that shit. And that's what I'm trying to do. And each and every one of you can do the same thing for your progeny. And we all need to be working towards that, establishing a safety net, a foundation for our progeny that can't nobody break, because these people have stolen everything that your ancestors put down for you. They saved it, they secured it for you, they stealing it, they squatting on it, they covering it, and they want you dead so you don't discover that shit. And it's your job to get in there, get yourself organized, and be able to claim it the right way.
So, you know, one of the things that can be done, because you about to have this civil rights generation, they're about to sit down. Well, they're sitting down. But a lot of them really came up on the system. A lot of them, you know, when they were out of high school, and like Lisa was saying earlier, they got a lot of these, you know, free college program, some of these corporate goodies these corporations were giving away. To hell with that. A lot of them has been in that world for a long time. If you should go talk to them seriously, you know, let them see, you know, start at the history when they, you know, were just getting out of high school and into college, and run down up until now everything that has happened. And with everything, this foreign invasion that's hitting us, they remember it wasn't like this. Talk to them, because they have a lot of capital set aside. And what they like to do, they like to hide it because they don't want nobody begging. Talk to them and what's up, and maybe they can help you get started with what you want to do.
Facts. They have a lot of hidden capital. That's right.
Yeah.
That's really real. And you need to guilt these daggone suckers out of that shit. Guilt them out of it. Shake them to the daggone roots, because they holding on to it like it's a rainy day coming. Motherfucker, you ain't got nothing going on. Let me tell you, half of these people ain't doing nothing for their damn grandchildren. Many of them ain't got no grandchildren, and they just sit up there holding on to these large sums of money, sitting on them like a big old nest egg, and just squatting. Okay.
Yeah.
When that shit could be actually watering your dreams. It could be the fertilizer for your future. You know what I mean? That could be your whole thing. You want a restaurant? They got your restaurant seed money. You want a daggone a car dealership or a friggin' used car dealership, or you want a daggone some kind of transportation company? They got the seeds for that. They got it. Draw up it don't have to be they give it to you. Draw up a plan. Say, look, I get my daggone transportation company going. This is how much you're gonna get when I first start making money. Just draw up a legal, reasonable, real plan of how they can invest and you can pay them back. Real deal. Like, we need to do real deal things in this real deal world with our real deal family. Okay? And it can be done. You got these damn suckers sitting in your daggone family, looking at the daggone CNN news, worried about that next variant that's gonna get them. That's how they do it. They sitting in their houses looking at CNN, worrying about the next variant. Get them motherfuckers something else to think about. Maybe if they invest in your plan, they got something else to think about rather than CNN and the next daggone variant that they're gonna get of COVID.
Now, earlier you were talking about the child tax credit. Right. What are you doing with that?
Well, you got to look out for that's a boot fall. Now, what I was thinking about earlier today is like, why are they doing it? Well, they're doing it, first of all, because of the election. Biden wants you to vote for him. Big Daddy Biden wants you to vote for him. And let me tell you, it's already working, because my cousin's like, Biden cares. My cousin, I talked to her today. She be following the news, honey. She older. She was like, Biden cares. I was like, oh shit, But I get all my information, because I don't watch that stuff from her, because she got it all right. She interprets for me. So I was like, okay, Biden cares because he's doing all this stuff. He get this daggone announcement with all these things he wants to do because he wants to save the soul of America. What the fuck is the soul of America? I don't know. That's anybody's guess. But baby, Let me tell you, whatever he's doing, all his globalists, it ain't so. Okay, you can best believe that ain't so. But what I think it is this. I think first of all, the Biden plan is to get you to vote. That's the first thing. The second thing is it ain't got nothing to do with you. It got to do with the white boys. Because I feel that there's a shortage of white boys. I don't see them. They not winning the spelling bees 2 years in a row. You don't see them white people on the line even to get a dance. White boys even. Not white females. But you don't see no white boys in line to be in a spelling bee. Why? There's a shortage of them. Y'all don't know the shortage. But I'm looking. There's a shortage. And because of the shortage, they're like, oh, where are they? They're in the trailer camps and they're in these damn poor white neighborhoods up in the hills and the hollers, right? And they need to get them some money so maybe these white boys can survive, right? And this whole mechanism of giving this tax crowd child credit ain't for you niggas. It's for their white kin that's struggling on the streets and in the hollers and trailer camps. They want to get some white boys to win.
What's a holler? What's a holler?
Holler! That's like up in the hills. I don't actually know what a holler is. It's probably, I don't even know. Maybe some of the chat people can know. But it's actually what they call like hillbillies live in hollers. They live in hollers like in the hills of the mountain. Holler. Maybe it's because of the way they echo in the damn mountains. I don't really know the definition. Somebody can Google it for me. But these white folks live in hollers, right? Like in West Virginia, and then they're going to Kentucky and shit. And they live in there going to mountains of Georgia. There's white boys up there. They looking shitty. They're smoking heavily. They're using a lot of meth. They're eating badly. But they want these kids to survive because they're the only white boys that are being reproduced in numbers outside of their daggone, high pollutant, high society,
Right.
The economically advantaged white boys. There's not many of those. So they gotta go save these white boys that are in the hollers and in the trailer parks. And so that's what it's for. Really, it ain't for you. Like most things ain't for you. This shit ain't for you. You getting it because they can't say white boy tax credit. They can't just say this is a white boy tax credit. They can't do that. They could, but that would be really whack and it look crazy. So they do a child tax credit, but they know the majority of the people that are in poverty are really their people. Right. And they know that these white boys that are in poverty are the ones they need to survive, because if they don't get a little hand up, they won't have any white boys. Right. They rather have the broke white boys survive than not have no white boys. They bringing in the damn Asians. They bringing in the Hispanic. The Hispanic ain't white. They don't think they're white. Right. And they call them white only for the number count. Right. And they call all these other people, these daggone East Asians, these Pakistanis white for the number count. They hate all these people. They hate them. Right. They hate them worse than they hate you. And I tell these daggone Pakistanis every chance I get, these motherfuckers hate you. They don't like you. You're here because of me. You're not here because of you. They don't like your ass. They don't want you here. And you are here only to oppress me. That's your function, motherfucker. That is your function. They don't like you. They don't like the daggone white Cubans. They try to get rid of them, right? They fucking are exploding their buildings. They gave them COVID in high numbers. They don't like the white Cubans. That was a mistake. They needed their numbers, but they don't like them. They don't like them. They actually like us better than they like all these people that they brought in here to be them. But the reason that it doesn't matter that they like us, they do like us better than them. And it is a fact, y'all. They actually like us. We have more in common with these European assholes who came here in the early days and have those descent from the early days European, colonialists. They like us better. No question about it. But we own the land, and that's the problem right there. They stole the land. We're the landlords. We don't know it, and they got to kill us. So the faster y'all can wake up and spread the news that we own the land, the faster we can get this whole process over, because the whole process is to keep us ignorant. When the faster we all know the truth,
the faster we can get this war over with. Because once everybody knows, the whole globe knows that we know that this is our land, then this whole charade can end, right? And we can start dealing in the repayment. But as long as y'all want to still think y'all from Africa, you know, you still want to think you came over on a boat. You think you came over on a boat and shit. As long as you think you're from daggone Nigeria, which didn't exist, and all this shit, Angola, which just didn't exist, and all these countries which didn't exist because Africa is a baby. The shit is not historically ancient because they don't know shit. And they ain't got no real shit to show for it. And we are the ancient society because we knew how to do shit. And we still know how to do shit. You can see it from there going the elevation of where we are now. We have a history of intelligence and also accomplishments. It is pretty much a precedent of the history. The fact that they don't even got sewer systems that make sense. They got open sewers, brothers and sisters. How the fuck does that make sense? Nasty. How does that make? It's nasty. It's 2021, y'all. They got open sewers. Okay, so you want to go run to Africa. You think that they are the ancient, magical, mystical people from whence you came. You are friggin', you know what? You got a drill in your head, mother. You got a sword up through your head. You crazy. Somebody needs to go get ahead and put you out your misery and shoot you in the damn heart. What's wrong with you? You got no sense. That makes no sense. Talk to your family. It doesn't make any sense. There were the equator wraps around the globe. There were dark-skinned people everywhere. Stop thinking that out of Eden, one location, and that is Africa. It ain't Africa. If it was Africa, you would want to get back into Eden. You would be drawn to the freaking motherland. Everybody on the planet would. But nobody want to go back there for real. No, not in their own. There go Nigerians. They running over here in large numbers. So if it is the motherland, why the hell everybody escaping over here? It don't make no sense, y'all. We come from here. I don't care how black you are. You come from America. You come from America. You might be African, but do your genealogy and figure that stuff out. But if you're my family, you ain't from no daggone Africa. Stop it. I don't care who your mama, your daddy is, your Akamat. Stop it. It's ridiculous. We don't know where we come from because the reason they are gunning us down in the streets is because we're the landlords and this is our land. Because any nappy-haired, dark-skinned people could come over here and they give them 7 years without paying taxes and all kinds of grants and loans, and they trying to friggin' annihilate. Tell me why. If you got a better excuse, tell me why. Close my mic.
No, I mean you already know why. This is in the open. This has been going on, like you say, with Africa. If Africa is this great civilization, what have they built these past 5,000 years? What were they doing when Egypt was so caught in their glory, if they had a glory? Because when you look at that stuff, you have to start to question it. Is it just a story somebody put out for us? Is everything what they teaching in history? Because all you do is have to look at the landing on the moon to tell that they lying. Everything they put out is to confuse you. Neely Fuller was right. They can, and we have seen, you can tell the African American anything. The dumber, no matter how dumb it is, they'll believe it. I mean, these are grown people. It boggles the mind how they just fall for anything and get took every time and line up to do it again. So what's very important, what we got to pay attention to is this. We're being bombarded by a lot of people coming from other places. and they have plans, and they also getting you your tax money. The land that your ancestors left for you, they're stealing it because you don't have to search your genealogy. They'll search it for you. They'll search your genealogy. They'll look you up and see that you working in Chicago somewhere, in the high rises down there, and squat on your people's stuff. And guess what you'll say? Not a damn word. So that's what's going on with many of us today.
These people don't have no genealogy. They're Slavics, they slaves. They go to look for damn records, they ain't got no records, okay? You got all these records, right? Sister today was on Clubhouse. She was like, look, I found my damn ancestor Raina, okay? She been looking for this daggone ancestor for I don't know how long, several months. She found her. What did she find out about Raina? Raina was born in Alabama and was taken by a boat to daggone Louisiana. And then she went back home and died back in her Alabama home. She knew her homeland. She knew how to get to her homeland. That ain't no African from freaking West Africa that knew how to do that, okay? See, our people know who they are. She's a particular type of Indian from Alabama, and the name is from her homeland in Alabama. She got all the keys of the kingdom fight by tracking her great Rita. Okay? So people are opening up these locks to their past. They're opening up the keys to the kingdom. Okay? It's up to us to actually execute this. You can sit on your ass and not do anything, or you can execute it. Execute your rights as who you are. Execute your identity as who it is. She needs to organize herself as those Alabama Indians that she knows Rena was. She needs to work it out. She needs to get her daggone corporation. She needs to get her daggone nonprofit. She needs to get this stuff cracking. She needs to get her daggone people into a group. She needs to organize them into a daggone Facebook group, and then she needs to organize them and get them daggone enrolled. She needs to go ahead and get them affidavits, get them to change their daggone identities, their statuses. She needs to get daggone ID cards. She needs to get everybody she needs to send out affidavits to all these different, Homeland Security, the daggone, state police. She needs to get that stuff cracking because she knows who she is now. Stop the madness. See, we have to execute. We have to investigate and execute. What they have counted on is that we're never going to investigate. That's why they can call us Gingaskin Indians and change our name from Accomack to Gingaskin in our faces when Gingaskin means nigga skins, because they thought the niggas ain't never going to think. They're not going to ever criticize, critique, or investigate or think about any of this shit. So we can call them nigga skins right in their faces and then tell them that they ain't Indian because they're niggas. That's how bold these daggone crackers are. These crackers are bold.
And we fall for it every time. And then don't want to talk about it. So we really are the gatekeepers, because we know this is the kind of shit that they do, and we go along with it. So I'm making this proposal. Stop calling yourself. This is just a proposal. You can do what you want to do. Think about not using the terms African American, Black, Negro, colored. Forget those. Go back far as you can in your family. And whoever those people were, call yourself that. See if that doesn't change shit up. Because when you keep vibrating that term Black, and 97% of us don't even know what the word means. Because it's like Lisa said, they were so arrogant in knowing that we were going to be dummies forever. That's how they trained to be dumber than an animal. And many of us today we're like that. don't question nothing. Don't think about nothing. Don't ponder ideas. Don't have debate classes no more. No, everybody is about as sharp as a bowling ball. We don't question nothing, and they know it. So go back as far as your family as you can. Dig deep and find out who you are. I guarantee you it'll change the way you see the world. And
Copper Indio said to find a holler for us. Thank you for that.
yeah, okay.
She said a holler is a valley between two mountains that's usually littered with homes or trailers. Thank you. Them white folks are in the hollers. They need them checks because them white boys, those are those real G's they need to survive. Meanwhile, they vaping and doing all kinds of shit, eating bad food. You know, they not surviving. And the rich ones, they ain't producing. So they gotta get some survival out there to their people. Okay. This check ain't for you. It's for the majority of people on the system, which are their cousins and kin living in trailer parks and hollers and different recesses in this country that you're not familiar with. You don't go up there. You ain't familiar up in there. Okay? But they exist. And there's white boys there. And they're trying to help the white boys survive. So don't be twisted. This is to get your vote because you, with your egotistical mind, think this is for you. But it ain't for you. All it's to do, only purpose it has for you is to make you dependent on daggone Uncle Sam and to make you fight with your kin and your relatives. Oh, because you feel like you got it going on because you got a few extra dollars. That's all it does. It's going to divide you further. That's the bonus part. It's going to divide the niggers further, right? But the real purpose is to put some substance into the poor white boys that are dying on the vine. The few of them that exist, they want them to sustain. And they can't they can't see their way clear to write a white boy check. They can't find a way they can actually get away with it. And this is how they doing it. So bonus, you gonna think that Biden's great and he loves the nigga. And you gonna vote for Biden and you thinking he's doing it for you. But he's doing it to get you confused and to get you fighting amongst each other because you think you all that. It also is going to pull the rug out from under you because they're going to give you this money and as fast as they give it, they're going to take it away. And there ain't going to be no jobs. They're going to have robotics all in place so there won't be no jobs for you when you go back to trying to work. Because folks going to quit their job. They're going to be like, I don't need this job at the daggone Royal Farms or the daggone, I don't need to work at 7-Eleven. I'm done. I ain't working at McDonald's. I'm done. This is more than McDonald's. What? $1,500? I'm finished. Ain't gonna be no jobs. Everything's gonna be automated. They're gonna have they got the robots in the warehouse down the street. So that's gonna be another thing.
So Michael Mattapony Indian Harris said this, and this is what I mean. Stop calling yourself all these artificial names that they give you and start calling yourselves who your people were. Like this brother said, his 8th grade grandmama was a Mattapony Indian. Is that how you say it, Lisa? Lisa, you there?
Yeah, that's right. You did fine.
Mattapony, that means
Mattapony,
yeah, Mattapony. I mean,
yes.
That's what you call. That's what you are, Lisa. Acamax.
I'm an Akamaki.
Yeah. So every time we go somewhere, she let people know, and they be like, "You should see the looks on their faces, like, what the fuck is that?"
Right.
They never heard it. Because if you won't even call on your grandmamas. You will call on some name, somebody here. Let's throw these to them. Let's throw this at them. And you will create an emotional bond with that term. So that's what I don't get about the people who calls themselves black. Black always loses. They never win. Nothing ever works for them. You notice that. You remember the Black Panthers? They lost. They were set up. They didn't even create themselves. And we can't even, and the evidence is right there in your face, and we don't know it. That's because we call on these names that don't mean nothing. That really means hard. It's like, it really means hard. It's like, in the music, when they call the sisters bitches and hoes, and the sisters be jamming to it. And and I know it's some sisters who are offended by it. But there's some that roll with it. They roll with it. So try calling yourselves what you are, Mattapony. So when this brother shows up and says, "Hey, I'm Mattapony," what you think everybody's saying? What is that? Start calling on your ancestors. Start calling on your family. And watch and see if things don't start changing around. This go along to get along thing ain't working, y'all. Everybody who got the money, what do they do with the money? Buy other people's products. That's what they do. This sister who they wouldn't let go to the Olympics. If all the Olympians said, if she don't go, none of us go. She'd be right back in. She'd be right back in. But we don't think like that. Everybody don't go if she don't go. Ain't that what the brothers who put their fist in the air was trying to tell you? Yeah. Yeah, App Trader, they do call themselves your name. You have these Europeans calling themselves Indians. And you don't say, you have these people from Asia calling themselves Indians. They took down what the Washington Redskins football logo, which had many of y'all's granddaddy on it. You didn't say nothing. You let them take control of it. And this is what the African American does.
We consent because we don't say nothing. If you don't say anything, that's implied consent, y'all. When you sit up there and let them tell you to wear a mask and it's really bullshit, that's implied consent.
That's implied.
When you sit up there and let them do whatever they do, all these laws where they come in your schools and make your children criminals in the middle school, and they come in and put police in your schools, and you don't protest about that, that's consenting. Why are you consenting to everything? Get off the fucking couch and stop consenting. In fact, it's really ridiculous because a lot of y'all don't even got to get off the couch. In this day and age, everybody got a damn email and a Facebook account and a daggone Twitter account. You can get to these public officials through your damn fingertips, but you won't even use your fingertips. You too busy posting stupid damn pictures and watching daggone TikToks, and you instead of daggone doing something about your condition, changing the condition for your children. You need to take some responsibility for this shit, because guess what? You're the guilty party of today. Get it together. Stop this shit. You have the power to do it more than any generation has. It's right in your phone. You can actually reach the president through your phone. He's on YouTube every freaking week. So is the CDC. So is daggone the WHO. All these people on YouTube, you can daggone heckle the heck out of them. Let your daggone thoughts be known, because that's power. When you speak these things into existence, no, I don't consent. You're freaking killing people. You're murdering people. I don't consent to the daggone Office of New Americans. I think it's a horrible idea. No, don't do it. You have the power to change things in your near future and now present. But you sitting up there worried about dumb shit. You're not even thinking about preserving your family today. You have that ability in your hand. Why don't you do it? And also, David Taylor, those tribes, the Gingosteeg and the Chickateague and all those people, those are sub tribes of the Accomacs. They're just and sub tribes and all the tribes exist for everything. Everybody gets stuck on Pamunkey, Choctaw. Do you know how many different Choctaw and Pamunkey there are? The daggone Accomack are just on the damn peninsula. He's naming some other names like they're different tribes. They ain't no different tribes. Those are just sub tribes and clans within the daggone Accomack. That's how it works. So you can organize yourself. You know, there's no excuse for it. There's not just a Pamunkey, Creek, Accomacky. You know, there's a lot of daggone sub tribes within the Pamunkey, Creek, Cherokee, you know, whatever you are, Muskogees, whatever it is. There's a lot of names out there. Repatriating is what you must do. Either you're going to join with an existing tribe or you're going to repatriate yourself into the tribe of the people of your area that you are from, where your people actually lived and thrived. But if you're sitting on your butt waiting for somebody to do it for you, it's never going to happen. And you can sit up there and have all this knowledge in your head and be all impressive and spew out facts. But if you're not doing shit, I don't give a damn about it. You're not doing anything. Stop daggone getting all this information and not doing shit.
And when
The
you
first thing that you should do is start getting in action. And what do you need to do? Get your families together. Call your cousins. Oh, it's great you know about this and that and this and that. Oh, I'm so fucking impressed. But do something about it. Talk to your family. Reunite. Let them know who they are. Let them know, okay, so what are the benefits of being who you are? Do you know that? Do you know the benefit of actually being the indigenous Indian that you are and organizing yourself that way? Is there any benefit? Do you know? Okay, so you need to first understand that being this is the most powerful thing you can be in this nation, is actually organizing and repatriating yourself as the actual people of your lineage, of your bloodline. It's the most powerful thing you could ever do. Forget all this fake Moor stuff, this fake Islam, Shi stuff. Oh yeah, let me tell you, we got a whole group of daggone Shi, Ali Muhammad people that are fighting on the phone app Clubhouse, you know, and they're selling their wares. Okay, they are Nation of Islam people. Nation of Islam people are feds, because you know Farrakhan is a fed. You know he killed Malcolm X. I mean, if you don't know that, then you're just really ridiculous. Okay, so you don't know Farrakhan is actually a government employee, a federal employee, an agent. You don't know that. You don't know that he actually was, you know, that daggone Elijah Muhammad was actually walking the line for the federal government. That's why they did. Why, if a guy is a pedophile and doing all stuff, why did the federal government never go after Elijah Muhammad? Think about that. Why? Because he works as an agent. He keeps you guys out of your families. He keeps you in the nation of Islam. So you are separated from your families and you're in his family. And you're not looking into your genealogy. You're all obsessed with being a part of his family.
I have a question. What?
Yeah.
What's his name? What? I mean, how come nobody ever asks about this Fard Muhammad cat? Why is he just left obscure? Why did he bring that foreign indoctrination in?
They just want to get you sheep under control by any means necessary. And you sheep, oh, we gotta farm, we gotta farm, we gotta find somebody to follow. You know, y'all looking so desperately to find somebody to follow, and y'all looking so desperately to be in a family. You're looking for these surrogate substitute families, instead of dealing with your own families. That's your hang up. Because my parents, not your parents, maybe I don't know what your parents did, but my parents showed us that family was everything. And my stupid ass dropped the ball. I didn't get it. I get it now, but I didn't get it.
Okay, so that seemed to happen with a lot of us. What do you think made that happen? What do you think the reason was for that was? Well, we just dropped the ball like that when before, just a few years before that, that's all we had.
Because we had options. because the white overseer gave you options that you could not refuse, right? Shiny cars, nice. You can come move with me in the suburbs. Come live with me. Keep chasing the daggone white dream. Oh, the white man moved up to Alpharetta. I'm moving to Alpharetta. You know what I mean? That's the kind of things. The white man moved to Princeton. I'm living in Princeton. I'm living in daggone whatever, Alexandria, Virginia, wherever. We following that white flight. We follow it because we feel like if they go in there, it's got to be better.
Yeah,
when we don't realize everything that is good, we make and develop and create, but we chasing white folks like idiots. That's what we do. And then we chase white folks and leave our family behind. We chase white folks and leave our communities behind. And guess what? When we leave to chase these white folks and be away from our families, what happens to the babies? What happens to the communities? The babies ain't got nobody to look to. So who comes in there? They actually help formulate gangs in our communities so that they can daggone control our babies. They actually help that to form. There were no gangs in New York. There were no daggone Bloods in New York when I came up. This shit and gangs and fighting and shit in New York is a new mechanism, which they're going to introduce. The government helped to create. The feds helped to create these situations to help these things grow in our communities. That's what happens. They put guns in trucks and leave them there in the daggone community with an open back, and then they're going in the hood. And then that's how your young folks get guns. They actually set us up to kill each other. They give us the daggone ammunition, literally. Do you understand what is going on in this war? The fact that they showed a daggone rapper being shot in the head several times, saying, help me, or whatever, that's bullshit. That's some dramatic filming. That wouldn't happen. But what they wanted that to do was to get us shooting and killing each other. That was intentional. They put that out there and so that you would kill each other. Because the first daggone rapper that died didn't work. You didn't go kill each other over him. So now they got to try to revamp it more graphically. Because maybe you'll copycat that shit. Do you understand what they're doing to your kids? Do you understand what they're trying to accomplish? Stop being, I know you want to be in La La Land. I know you just want to barbecue and drink some good liquor and smoke some weed and party and grind up on somebody. I know you don't want to think about this. Hear some good music and go ride in your car with the windows down, whatever the hell. Put your I don't know. But I like La La Land. Shit, I was the queen of La La Land. I like being in a state of daggone disbelief and fantasy. That's really nice. But guess what? You get fucked up that
all the time. Johnny Aberhart says this. How do you even know that most of these so-called black leaders they give you are even of the bloodline of the people and not foreigners? They're all foreigners. I mean, all the ones that they've given you, Stokely Carmichael, Farrakhan, most of these cats are foreign. And so that's how they try to get them in on us. And we fall for it. We don't look at nothing about them. We just do what they tell us they are. Because all of them. And then you got to ask yourself, how do these people sway most of the people? Or do they? Because how come if Marcus Garvey was from Jamaica, how come that Back to Africa shit didn't take off into Jamaica? Because Jamaicans know
Right.
We
Right.
got Marcus Garvey still rolling around today. They got groups and lodges and stuff of what
They
he taught.
praise him. They worship him. They all
Yeah,
underneath him. They just licking his balls. It's
yeah.
ridiculous. I
Hmm.
mean, they love Marcus Garvey. There's a whole segment of the damn world that love him and worship him, and
Right.
they still don't even look at the fact that the Negro did not even go back to his homeland. He did go back to his real homeland, which was England, but he never went back to the islands, nor did he go back to Africa, which he was trying to get everybody else to go to.
You know
So
what? So, okay, check this out. Okay, so okay, now because we have an intelligent audience, and maybe we can get some feedback from them. These guys, it's like Mr. Averhart is saying. How you know these cats not foreigners? W.E.B. Du Bois, isn't he buried in Africa somewhere? One of
yep,
these,
yep. A
isn't
lot of
he?
a lot of them really try to put the damn palest skinners, the most daggone non-African looking asses got themselves buried in Africa, and they frying underneath the soil to this day.
No, but here's the question, and this goes to what this brother's saying. Couldn't he have been one of those people from a relationship from an indigenous woman over there and a European over there, and then he was just sent over here like Marcus Garvey? We really don't know. All we know is what they tell us.
Right,
We don't really know who these people are
right, right, right,
because
right.
most of them turned out to be fucking assholes,
And we still got them to this day.
and we still got them to this
We got
day.
all these stars, all these people trying to do social commentary, all these people trying to be experts for us, speaking for the black consciousness, and they are not even us. They don't even
Mm-hmm.
okay, y'all. Let me put it like this. I don't know y'all about to know about the Clubhouse app, but a brother, but an entity came on there just yesterday. Was it yesterday or today? I think it was today. And he came on there. He was talking about, yes, I want to help you all organize. Yeah, we have a candidate that is doing this and that. And yes, I love the passion in the room, and I want y'all to get together. And reparations and this and that. And the brother, they asked him where he was from. Then he was from Africa and shit. They was like, "You're African? What? You're African?" Like, see, he pretended like he was us, like he was a reparation. He had daggone Freedman in his damn bio, all this daggone crap, and he was a pure damn African. Okay, so they come in and they get it. The government funds them to get into our efforts, to get into our movements, to our not even our movements, but our organizations, our daggone meetings, our daggone communications, and come in there and lead us and mix us up and lead us all astray. He was trying to pick off people and bring them to his effort. He was trying to get names of people in a log to say that they were down for some kind of reparations or something, or I don't even know what he was talking about, but he was trying to get our names and everything. These people are insidious. They are freaking evil, conniving, foreign, daggone entities. They don't give a daggone. They ain't got no skin in the game. They know they're getting a check and it's nice, and they don't care about you or yours or what the consequences are for you. So yeah, they're all over the place. They play like they're us. They may look like us, but they're not us.
So when talking to those people and dealing with those people, when you hear them, you should really pick up. You should identify with how they sound. Listen to them. They can't get their mama's accent out their mouth. And I know a lot of times we like to play like we all friends. Let's huggy, let's give me a hug. Better pay attention to the way they sound, the way they talk. Listen to people, and that's why I say listen to the way how people sound. You can tell. You can tell by the way a person sounds kind of where they are. Just stop going for the looks all the time. It gotta be pretty for us. We stuck on looks. That's just we're one dimensional on that. What it look like, not what it thinks like, not what it does, not what it studies. We don't later for that, or what it looks like. If it looks like it got money, that's what I want. And you have millions of young people out there that's not into this, how this world is going now. And they coming up with ideas and doing some cold shit, y'all. You got some older brothers who've been doing this stuff 90 years, still doing it. That's what you have. It's in some of you guys' family. Find those people, seriously. Because they can do things that you'd be afraid to try. They do it.
We got people that are reconnecting, like even on Clubhouse, there are folks that are trying to learn their genealogy. They trying to connect with their old. I was like, look, contact your old uncle. This brother
Right.
actually did it. He actually called his 90-year-old uncle. You got a 90-year-old uncle, man. You ain't talk. He said, man, he went to go see him. He said, man, he was in rare form. I told him, I said, your visit to your uncle, probably your great uncle, whatever, probably gave him another 10 years. He's gonna be 100 or something now.
Right.
Because that stuff, that kind of stuff, where people actually care about the life that they live, they want to hear the stories that they have, that gives our elders life. Okay,
Right.
that gives them life, that gives them purpose, and we need to give them life and purpose. That's the way we honor them, by caring about their stories, by caring about their lives and the stories they have to tell about their lives, and the sharing of it. That's how we do it. So yeah, reunions, that's the number one focus. 2021, 2022, reunion. We got to get together with our families and get everybody comfy with each other and get to know each other better and get to sharing the stories and get our lineage down on paper. We need to get it done. It is the most important thing that we can do. All you got to have is some charcoal and a daggone you don't have to have nothing. You just got to have a charcoal, you could have a little disposable wire grill. I don't care if it's made out of foil and a daggone, little piece of grating over top, little wire grating on top. That's all you need in order to have a barbecue. You get yourself some daggone, something to put on there, some corn and some daggone food and some daggone buns, and you can have a barbecue and have a damn reunion. It don't take a lot, but do it. It don't have to be fancy and all wonderful with the pamphlets all printed out in the t-shirts. Just have a reunion, y'all. Just get your reunions together, because we got to get connected together. And let me tell you, the energy that we have amongst each other is like no other. You know, and when you find out that the way you feel, with connecting with your blood, it's a whole different thing. It's a whole next level thing. And let me tell you, the planet is demanding it, and our ancestors are demanding it right now. So reunion. We're having an ACAMAC reunion over in before the summit on the 9th of October. We invite you to come and share with reunion. You can reunion with us. The summit is about reunions, about information and reunion. We're trying to get people to get together, understand their heritage, see people that already identify themselves as indigenous, see people in their homeland, in the actual homeland where they came from, see people on the actual land that was their prior reservation. And baby, we should be owning that shit by the time the actual summit happens in October. We should be owning that shit. From my mouth to God's ears is happening. So let me tell you, and we ain't paying for it either. So let me tell you, y'all, everything is possible. Everything is possible as long as you believe and you work. Everything. We can manifest everything. This is the time of manifestation of our prosperity. We're doing it. 2021, 2022, prosperity. That's what's up.
Everything is in our power. All we have to do is just work together like everybody else works together. See, the people work with each other. When you walk into when all these foreigners coming over here, what do you notice about their stores? It's a family working it. Brothers, cousin, who's ever over here, they're working it. Why won't we do the same thing? I mean, where's the brothers who used to fry the fish? There used to be fish markets everywhere. And we just gave those away? Really? So there's things that we can do. You have, the land is not a problem. You just got used to the concrete. You just got hooked on that concrete. You don't like walking, you're scared of the earth. The very thing that created you, you're scared of. I don't want to get my hair wet. I'm scared. I don't want to go camping. I don't want to do that. You got caught up with this concrete, and the concrete soon break up. Pay attention to what's going on the planet, especially. If you don't have a telescope, get a telescope. See, and that's what I'm saying. That's how they get us confused. We think their way is the only way. Well, what do you say? Well, I mean, what do you say? Or are you waiting for them to tell you? Get with your families, because you got some people in your family who think just like I do. I guarantee it. But they're the black sheep of the family. He crazy. Nobody want to talk to him. No, well, I understand that. You got some very, very important people in your family. Talk to the people who no one wants to talk to. Get with. I mean, if they crazy, okay, whatever, that's cool. But at least talk to them. Because let's say this. Let's say your mother wasn't your mother. Let's say your mother's sister was your mother. One of your mother's sisters was your mother. We're that close to each other. If you can take your mother and her sisters, that bond that they had, and realize that any one of her sisters could have been your mama. This is what's happening now. You gotta get with your family. You gotta get in and ask them questions. Ask them stuff. They may know more about the history of your family than you do. Talk to them. Like Lisa said, family reunion and have it fun. You know, have it fun. Up in the mountains, you can go up in the mountains, especially if you're down in the South. They got mountains everywhere, beaches. Get with the family and y'all just sit and everybody just chat with everybody. Find out about the family. I mean, you can bring that up. You can just in the middle of the room one night, tell us about who we are and where we come from. And that's going to have everybody thinking another level. Because black don't come from nowhere. Black don't have no land. And an African American is a clone of that. That's what they make you to be. And when you accept it, you don't say hell nah. You accept it. They got you. They ain't gotta call you that. You will call yourself that. And what was the brother Mattapony? The Mattapony guy, you just throw those people away and you start calling yourself what you've been told to call yourself. So we're gonna go ahead and shut it down now. But family is much important. You know, and a lot of times you may think the family is somebody in the family is crazy because they in these cities. And cities are not meant, all cities are cages. Just check out the layout of the streets, everything that's put around you. You know, a good idea, a good example would be this 5G. You know, stuff is put in the city, keep you locked in some kind of way. Find out who your folks are. I mean, that'll be one of the best things you learn. Who you are, where you come from. Why'd you come from there? Why did you end up there? The people that you were around, who were they? What did they do? Where did they live? how did they help keep the earth balanced? Because that's why, we're here to keep the earth in balance, in cosmic balance. Everybody has a land to do that, and they got to work on their land to help keep the planet balanced. What else? What else are you here for?
Get yourselves together, because you look at films about England and Scotland and Ireland, and they got beautiful shores, and they got hills and heather and whatever the heck, lavender and shit. Why the hell are they here? Why are they here? Well, for one reason, I could say it was so ratchet that the monarchy didn't allow them to even own their own fucking land. So that's one reason. That's one major reason why they're here, because they weren't even allowed to own their own land. They were pushed off by England monarchy. So, but the reality is, what's stopping them now? Why can't they go back home and buy stuff up? They got money. Why are they still here? This is a mystical, magical place like no other on the planet. All these people are drawn here not just because of the opportunity. It's not just opportunity. This place is amazing. Whatever, especially for us. For them, it's amazing for them, which is crazy that it actually works for them and it thrives for them. But you can't even imagine what it will do when you start putting your hands on this soil and you start putting your hands on these creatures, and what you'll be able to produce far surpasses anything we've ever seen here. We can't even imagine what we can do when we start getting ourselves back in line with this planet, this part of the planet that we both came from. So it's really important that you understand how powerful this North America, the Americas are, and how you must stake your claim back into this soil. You must do it. Not just for you, but for 7 generations to come. Get off the couch. Get this thing cracking. Let's go to work. Trust me, we can do it.
Oh, I want to say something about what you just said, and this might be something that everybody can look up. You see, Lisa just said, do this for 7 generations. I'm sure the great-grandfathers, the great-grandmothers, the great-uncles, many of them thought like that. So you don't know. They was thinking 7 generations down, and that's 7. You fall in that 7 generations. You see why you got to connect yourself to the land. You see why when she say mystical, magical, she ain't bullshitting. It's mystical, magical. You mystical and magical. Everybody wants you. You don't see that. You don't see they're taking they're kidnapping the kid, trying to kidnap the kids. You saw that video, them Africans in a hood in St. Louis trying to kidnap them kids. What they want? What they want with you? They want they want everything. You're a natural resource. But when you just give yourself up like that, I mean, nobody, we don't care. Hey man, shit, Family Feud is on. I'm going to watch that. Nigga Steve Harvey, fool. That's how we roll it.
D.L. Hughley. Yeah, he got some words for me, right? He got some words for me. All these overseers trying to lead you astray. All these dead goat herders, these sheep herders. Yeah, you want to listen to them. One of the brothers in the chat said he's a saxophony, but there's not much information on him. What do you mean, brother? Why do you mean there's not much information on him? Aren't you here in the chat? Don't you exist? Aren't you a source of information, if your auntie told you you're Saxopony or whatever, I may not be pronouncing it right. You are that. All the information is in what you do every day. What your auntie did, what your grandma did, what your kids do, what your grandkids do. That's what Saxopony is. You don't need nobody giving you any information about them. Because trust and believe, what you do today is what they did before. Anytime I can look up in books and daggone court records and find out my ancestors were in court suing for our land, etc., that means we always been running like we've been running. You know who you are. How you are today is how you were yesterday. We are those same people. You know what a Saxopony is because you are that. You define it. What music you vibe to, that's your music. What food you like, that's your food. How you dress, that's how they dressed. Understand that? It ain't complicated, bruh. Get your daggone organization on. Get your daggone, create your corporation. Get your Saxopony people together. You know what you are. Let's work it.
Let's work it. Saxopony. So you see, if you said that all the time instead of black, instead of African American, I bet at no time it'll drown those terms out. You won't even hear those terms no more. And the names have a nice ring to it. Wouldn't you say, Lise?
I love it. I love it. It's so great. And you know what? Hey, look, y'all. It's so powerful, right? It's so powerful, right? Because it vibrates like it's real. Like, yeah, that's what I am. I ain't heard that shit before, but I like it, right? I like it. And it makes sense. And then and these daggone fake Europeans, like somebody on Facebook was like, yeah, they went into one of these indigenous groups, this daggone mostly white person, predominantly white person, went in there and said, oh yeah, try to be Indian, want to be white, but mostly white. So yeah, prove to me this indigenous, y'all are frauds, y'all from Africa, da 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 da. I said, bro, first of all, show me your Revolutionary soldiers. I got 6. Show me yours. Show me your daggone Civil War daggone soldiers. I'll show you mine. Show me the fact that you come from a people with a name that was Akamaki and then was changed to Ginga skin, which means nigger skin. Show me the niggers in your family. Show me the people that was called niggers in your family that were Indians, and I'll show you mine. See, the thing about it, you see how? They ain't got shit.
Right.
And then people were coming back saying, yeah, that daggone white boy, he only got one, eighth grandmother who's Indian, and he's dating a woman who's half Native American, and he's trying to ride the pony of being Native American like he's for the Native American rights. See, that's the thing we got up against us. But baby, when you take that Saxopony or whatever, and you take that Akamaki, you take all that stuff and you ride up against them, they don't have nothing. Not a thing. And then they try to tell you, well, you don't know your culture. Bitch, my life is my culture.
Right.
Your fake shit is there going, that is freaking Siberian stuff. Most of the dances y'all see at these powwows, most of the costumes at these powwows, most of the day go every sound, Inuit throat singing. That's from Siberia. That shit ain't from America. So what they did, they had to do a horse and pony show for the white man, right? They had to show their real Indian wares and be like, put on a show for us, entertain us. I love it. They had to do that, right? So they had to create fake kind of like things to put on. Now they do like fire things and they flip their legs around and they do all kinds of extra shit. They don't have nothing to do with their culture, but they have to have entertainment value,
Right.
So they do stuff that has nothing to do with their culture, and then they go sit there and look at you like you ain't got no culture. Bitch, I got soul food. I got daggone. I got daggone every music genre that's out there. That's me. Okay.
Right.
I got my own way of talking. That's me. And everybody copies any kind of slang that we bring from our indigenous beats within us. Any
Yeah.
slang I put out there, they copy because that's our indigenous language coming through, right? Coming through. You want to call it Ebonics, I call it indigenous. Indigenous comes through.
Right. Marmar said that throat singing sounds crazy. If you guys want to hear some weird shit, pull up that throat singing. It's gonna blow. Oh, it's horrible. I'm like, why would you even do that? And put that up against Marvin Gaye or Stevie Wonder or somebody like that.
It does work out your core, though. I will say that. I tried it. It works your core out of it. That's kind of nice. But yeah, but I mean,
It works what?
It works out your core because you use your you kind of use your belly with it. You got to. You actually contract your abdomen while you're doing it to do it, so it actually does work your core out. But hey, I ain't trying to dag on down their culture, but please don't act like your culture is American when it's not. That's what I'm saying. Just don't misrepresent your culture as being American or indigenous when it's not. Let's be honest about this shit. And let our brothers and sisters and cousins and aunties and uncles know that we are under a false pretense. This whole black Negro African American pretense is false. We're the Indians, unless you happen to be European or African. Excuse me if you are, and I do appreciate you for where you come from. That's fine. But if it doesn't apply to you, it just doesn't apply. But unless you happen to be a black European or an African for real, then yeah, this doesn't apply to you. But if you are actually indigenous, you have a whole different way of thinking. And what our brothers and cousins need to understand is they hate us because they ain't us. This is our homeland. We are the landlords. We are the landlords. Not that we're gonna be mean about it, child. Nah, because we love everybody, but we're the landlords, and it's time they stopped the pretense and they stopped lying, and that they moved on and stopped stealing, because they've been stealing for hundreds of years, and it's got to stop, and now is the time. No. Don't take down a statue for me. Get your ass packing. Don't take down no damn statues. I want your ugly ass statues. Keep them shits up. I like them because they remind me of all the foul stuff you've done, and I can sit up there and say dun dun dun. But so I like that. Keep your statues up. Fine with me. But what I want you to do is just mosey on down the street, find yourself somewhere else to be, because you need to get off my daggone, coastal properties. You need to get off my homelands. You need to move off. Okay? It's over. That's what needs to happen. I love you, but you got to go. I don't even love you. That's a lie. I don't love you, but you got to go. I mean, I don't care where you go, but you got to go.
Selena Morel is asking you about the affidavits.
What are you asking me, girl? Lisa, tell me about the affidavits. Okay, well, that's very simple, you guys. Okay, so with the affidavit, all you're doing is proclaiming yourself to be who you really are, which is indigenous to this continent. Now, you can generically do so, and I have affidavits that are available that are generic. They kind of just blanketly talk about us being indigenous. But the reality is, I'm going to talk real for you guys right now, because I don't just give a damn. I don't give a damn, really. So I'm going to talk very clear. So, I actually made my affidavits available to many people, like I've given it out to several people. But I was very disheartened because people are claiming themselves as indigenous, holistically indigenous. I don't know what the fuck that is. Okay. So I don't really trust that shit. What is that?
Right.
And it makes me look stupid. You
Right.
copy my paperwork, my affidavits, and you're calling yourself holistically or supernaturally or space cadet indigenous. No,
Right.
honey, that's freaking wrong. And I find it offensive because you're being not only disrespectful to me because I put a lot of work into that and real research and my, whatever, and you're daggone acting like you're daggone, planet of Galactic, what is it? Well, I don't know. Whatever. Like you're some kind of Star Wars freaking Indian. I don't like that shit, okay? I think it's ridiculous. I don't care if you're into some Kemet shit and you're into some space shit and ancient shit. That's fine. But this is not about ancient stuff. It's not about Kemet stuff. It's not about interterrestrial shit or beings of other planets. I don't care what kind. I don't know what kind of mushrooms you've been eating or what kind of shit's making you just focus on that shit and not the present day. But motherfucker, you need to focus on what's now. And what's now is your damn family. So people doing that kind of shit irritate me. Okay. Because in the scope of what we're doing, it makes people look fraudulent. Not me, because our genealogy is the best. But the people that are like you, what's your name? What's the name person to answer the question? They're you, Selena. It makes you look bad because I give you an affidavit, and then these galactical people are putting out affidavits saying they're daggone space beings or they're damn holistic Indians. It makes you look bad because they don't have any daggone credible thing that they're claiming as far as their lineage. That's some bull. Just like the daggone Nation of Islam affidavits. Did they say they got trust for you? They got affidavits. They can help you claim your identity. That stuff is bull too, because they don't have any credible lineage, records, or any information to actually quantify them being indigenous. They could be Europeans or Africans. We don't know.
Right.
That's the problem with affidavits. And I feel some kind of way. I feel butthurt because you misused my information and research. I don't like that. So as far as my affidavits, girl, I will have affidavits available for all at the daggone summit. And I really think all this information should be freely shared. But I also feel like, boo, you gotta have your real genealogy. Yeah. If you don't have your real genealogy, it ain't crap. And so I probably will. I'm gonna modify the affidavit to include that you insert your genealogy in there, like a synopsis or whatever. But because it just doesn't. It does you a disservice, because once you activate your ancestors, that's what it's all about. You can start calling their names. You know who they are. They know that you are actually searching for them, researching for them. That's what's going to get things live, because baby, the ancestors do stuff like crazy. I was researching something the other day about some daggone land, and all of a sudden in my ancestry and my shoebox, this person pops up on the top of it. I'm like, bruh, what are you doing at the top of my shoebox? I haven't looked you up for months. You should not be number one in my shoebox. What are you doing there? He was there because he wanted to make sure I got the daggone nuggets of information I needed to make this claim work. Next steps, making your claims. And guess what? Your ancestors are rising up to help you get it done. They're like, yes, we've been waiting for you to get this shit.
Right.
You won't get that advantage, Selena, if you just file yourself as being an Indian without actually activating your lineage. You won't get it. It's really a waste of your energy. So it's really about you linking up with your family. See, and I kind of thought a couple ways about this, but baby, no. I really realized that in order for us to move forward, you got to have a team. And we're picking these surrogate teams. These surrogate teams are foul, man.
Whack.
No. They're whack. These
All of them.
substitute people, these churches, baby. I was out visiting family, and even when my father died, the dad going, he was Jehovah's Witness, right? And I was, I told my sister, I said, you know what? These organizations, they do form surrogate families because they're looking on daddy, they'll visit, they give them something to do, right? I
Right.
mean, it's a surrogate family thing, right? And it's good because it gives us something to somebody to kind of link up with. They'll do his funeral. Okay, that's fine. Okay, yeah, that there's an added benefit. But you know what? Our parents had a way of balancing that. They were just minor parts of our parents' lives. We make them into the actual major part of our families, and we put our families on. We do not disturb. We put our families on do not disturb, and we make these substitute families the main deal. Okay,
Right.
and that's the problem because they come and they're all in the business. They helping you all that, but really, they ain't got no land to link up with your land so you can do something with. They ain't got no lineage that y'all could combine and do some things, work a business with. See, you gotta have your blood that you can work with through thick and through thin. Even though y'all fight, see, half of these people, when these native tribes that are breaking up and having problems, half of the problem that they're breaking up is they ain't real kin. It's not really bloodline. It's not real bloodline. They fake Indians, so it's fake bloodlines, right?
Right.
And half of the reason they ain't working is because it's all freaking fake. It's a bunch of fake white people, a fake half breeds, half fake quadroons, whatever, octoroons. These people are fake people, okay? They're not real indigenous people. So when it comes down to the money, when it comes down to making decisions, they don't know that we gonna ride this out. I was like, cousin, I need security. We need to have our own government. I need you in on this. He was like, cuz, I'm about this. I'll move to Virginia. We could do this shit. See, that's what you need to do.
Right.
Right?
Right.
That's what you need to do. Because there's a way we have an energy with each other. Because cousins are more like you said, they're like brothers and sisters. I didn't know my mama from her sister. One of her sisters, I didn't know. When I was a kid, I would get confused. They were silent. I couldn't tell them apart. Okay? Like you said, they could easily, either one of them could have been my mother. Any one of them. And when I look at my cousins, I actually tear up sometimes because they remind me of my parents so much more, even so more than my own brothers and sisters. I have cousins that their energy, their appearance is more like my mom than my sisters, right?
Right.
And when I'm with them, I'm like, oh my God, I'm with mommy, and it makes me cry. You're missing that when you can disconnect like you're disconnected. You're missing that. And it's more than just being able to link up with your parents or your grandparents. It is an endless link up with your ancestors when you link up with your cousins and your kin and your brothers and your sisters. That blood is so powerful. That's why they keep trying to figure us out as a people. That's why they want us. That's why they got plasma labs all in our neighborhoods trying to figure our shit out.
And
use our energy. They got plasma labs everywhere we are. They want our plasma. They want everything that we put out. If they could, they really want to probably put sperm labs and they're going, egg labs for us, really. They probably would love that, but they just, you know what I mean? They don't want to show all how much they want our shit, but they want everything from us. And we don't understand how valuable we are. And we don't love each other and we don't value our own families, but we want to be, dog barking with a bunch of strangers and letting them disrespect you and make you feel like, and then bring you back up and make you feel like a man. Come on, man. Come on, sons. Come on. Come on, you barking and carrying on. Come on, stop.
I got a question for you.
I'm an AKA. I'm a Delta. You got sisters and brothers and cousins. Why are you more proud of that than you are the fact that you were Jones, you were Johnson, you were Wilson, you come on now.
Yeah. Let me ask you a question. Did your mother allow dogs in the house?
No, no. We had
So,
dogs, but they. What happened to the dog? That's what we were talking about one night, Mick.
right.
We're like, what happened to? It's like shit. Now having a dog tied up is like you committed a crime and stuff, right? It's a crime, right? Having a
You
dog
don't
on
see,
a chain.
hey, the dog, the
That's a
dog,
crime.
the dog house industry has hit rock bottom.
Shit, man, you ain't. If you a doghouse builder, you broke as hell because you
Yeah.
ain't allowed to even have a doghouse. Shit, it's terrible because it's like, oh my God, why do we love the dogs so much? That's a Carrie, you just brought up another surrogate family.
Yeah.
Animals. These
Yeah.
dogs and cats are more
Yeah.
important to us than our kin.
Yeah.
We got funerals for them. We got health care for them. They laying up in our beds. They sitting up on our counters. They sitting up on the chairs and eating off the table. They sitting in the front seat, riding by us in the car, talking to them.
Oh.
We got special car seats. We got carriers, better than baby carriers. We got doggy. I saw a commercial with somebody with a cat carrier on his chest. Surrogate families, substituting our families for all these other entities and things.
Damn. And that's real though.
Unfortunately, it is pitifully real.
I don't remember a dog ever entering our house. Our dog stayed outside. He ate watermelon and salad. You know, it wasn't no dog food. It was,
Right. He ate scraps. I remember us buying dog food. You're right. He ate what was left over from dinner,
right.
And it was bones. Now you give a dog a bone, you're also committing some kind of Harry Carey. You a murderer of dogs and shit. Don't give that dog a bone. Oh my God, oh my God, oh my
God. For real.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, yeah.
What is it? So what is that? What is that where the dogs get all the attention? Because you're right. Because they are a surrogate family.
Yes, they really are. They really are. There are surrogate families, there are substitutes, and because they don't talk, we don't want no pushback, man. We're fragile. Why have we become so fragile? We don't want to fight. Fighting is how you resolve things. There's nothing wrong with an argument. There's nothing wrong with disagreeing, right? We disagree. Disagreeing is okay. It's okay to fight. You just got to know how to come back together afterwards. That's a skill. That's a human skill. Okay.
Right.
A human skill is actually having the ability to fight, but also having the ability to forgive. Right.
Right.
But we don't want to exercise that because that's why we want dogs and cats and birds. So that way they don't fight back. We can have total control. They don't speak to us. We don't know their language. And we can make believe they're agreeing with us all the time.
Right. Make believe.
Make believe.
I haven't heard that term in years.
Well, fantasy is what we really desire. We desire to have that fantasy family, that fantasy lifestyle, that fantasy, everything. Everything is about what's fake and fantastic. Girls want to be on social media and have their whole asses out. Their entire ass is on the picture. The entire thing. And I'm all confused because I'm like, you're very intellectual and you're speaking like you really know things, but I'm looking at your entire ass and I'm really confused. I don't know what to do with that. Why is It's to me, it's like her entire ass is talking. And I'm like, well, why am I talking to an ass? I'm like, this is so weird. But how come we want both? We want to be like, yeah, I'm gonna show my ass and have 10,000, and have 10,000 people following me. But at the same time, I want you to respect my intellect. Like, come on, no, 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 no,
No, I,
no, no,
oh,
no.
yeah,
It's too much. No, we can't. No, don't do that.
right.
Don't do
Yeah,
that.
it's bad, and I see a lot of those channels be like having 500,000 views. So what does that say that the person will be showing their ass, but the people coming to watch? What does that say? You got 500,000 people watching that shit. What does that say to you?
Well, I mean, men are, we are visual people, and not just men. We are visual people. So the watching, people can't help but watch. We watch car crashes. We watch. We gonna watch stuff. You know what I'm saying? So that's part of it. But the whole, the thing about it is that we had some kind of control over ourselves, where the majority of us wasn't sitting up there being flashers and exhibitionists. That wasn't the majority in the past, and it kept us in civil, right? It keeps you civil. It keeps men from being ridiculous, and it keeps us from being ridiculous when the women are the gatekeepers. That's what we're supposed to be. I mean, I'm sorry, but that's what we're supposed to be. I don't want you to wear a hijab or whatever that crap is, or I don't want you to cover yourself from head to toe, and no one should. But I'm just saying, but we should have some locus of control so that we are not, sitting up there straddling damn, legs straddled open and entire asses in pictures. Like, I don't understand that. I don't want to see it, really. I don't want to see it. I don't want to see it on any level. We got old men that are sagging and dragging their wrinkly, buckly butts. Why is your pants sagging and you have a wrinkly old ass? I'm confused. I don't want to see that. I almost am very tempted to say something to people, but I don't want to get shot in a parking lot. So I don't, but I want to. But it's just like, why are you doing that? Like, we don't have any sense of pride in how we're presenting ourselves to each other. I want you to get some respect on your ass. That's what I want.
Yeah.
I want you to literally get some respect on your ass and cover it up. You know what I mean? Whoever, just cover that shit up.
Yeah, that's a real problem. I mean,
I don't understand how you put the brakes on that. If you already showed your entire body in a picture for social media, and then how do you then say, oh no, I'm a virgin, or oh,
right.
I don't, no, I don't do anything for 6 months. Bitch, I seen your entire body.
Right.
You were squatted and you had your ass cheeks in a picture. So,
right.
like, how do you actually consciously roll that back and make it make sense for me? Because, see, we have to have some responsibility as women and men on how we conduct ourselves, and understand there is a thing called implied consent. And I feel like having your cheeks all exposed and straddled open is like a consent thing. To me, that looks like consent to me. That doesn't mean no, 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 no. That looks like yes, 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 yes. That's what it looks like to me.
It means no.
No means no, nigga. I don't care if you see my ass spread open. That shit is, you know what? That becomes a point of torture, and also a type of a horrible manipulation when you start playing games that are on that level. I feel like that's just ridiculous. It's ridiculous. And you don't want to be the female that actually plays that kind of game. That's not game, because you want to be grown, You want to be professional. You want to be respected. You want to be respected for your intellect and your mind. But you cannot do that at the same time that you waving your behind and tweaking it in people's faces. That is not working.
So I hear they about to make booty clapping an Olympic sport.
No. No. Are you for real? No, you kidding, right?
I'm kidding.
Oh. But you know why I had to ask? Why I had to ask? Because that's how crazy it is today.
That's how crazy it is now.
I had to ask you because
Yeah.
I couldn't say no with confidence because we got transsexuals in women's sports. We got all kinds of stuff going on. I got go to the doctor's office. They asking me first if I'm gay, and then if I'm male or female, and then I'm transgender, and then what kind of sex do I like to have? I mean, that's in a doctor's office, okay?
Serious?
In a rural town, and very, very conservative. So I'm like, what the world is going on that they asking me what kind of sex I like to have? And first off, whether I'm lesbian or gay. Before they ask me if I'm male or female or transgender or some other kind of, there's like 5 different categories of things.
So they're trying to they just trying to bring confusion big time, huh?
Yes. It's very, very intense that they're trying to get you to be a thing. They're trying to make you into things. They're trying to make all people into things, entities. You got these mRNA in your body, so you're not human, and then your gender is obscure. You don't know what your gender is, so you kind of have an obscure gender. Gender is not even a thing.
But isn't that the quickest way, or it seems that's the quickest way to depopulate the planet?
Yes, sir.
Going through all this gender confusion, LBGT, that's I think is the quickest way to depopulate.
That's right, because you want the babies to be flip-flopping from them the age of 5. They, as soon as they come in school, they're already confused about their sexuality. It's a confused state from jump. And you want the options to be presented to them from Jump Street, so they will be like, yeah, I think I like Johnny. He's cute. You know what I mean? And
Right.
Johnny may be cute. Okay, he might be cute, but the average boy is not gonna just sit up there and want to have Johnny just because it's just it's not their nature. But if you tell them it is their nature to want both, then they're like, oh, this is natural. I do like Johnny. I think it sets people up for confusion. Sexual confusion is being manipulated with hormonal soybeans and stuff, estrogen in your daggone system, and estrogen in the baby formula, estrogen in all the foods you eat, and all the daggone speak of it, all the pushing of it in the media and everywhere, healthcare and in schools. It's crazy.
It's everywhere.
Yes.
And my point of it all is this: if you will reproduce, it's your job to carry that on. We talking about, the human fabric. We talk about being with our families and stuff, and that's way important. But when we start taking out certain aspects and certain part, we start to disappear. And we can play this game if we want to, because we don't even look right doing it. But you see, since the more and more we get on it, the more and more we disappear. Because you have to have balance, and you get balance with a female and a male.
Yin and yang, all that stuff. We gotta have that, But now you want a male to be with a ding-a-ling to be your female. You know what I mean?
What?
You want a male with a ding-a-ling. You want a male with titties and a ding-a-ling. That's what you want. You want all of that. So I mean, it's just really confusing to me. But that's also, the reason this stuff is able to prosper is because the family's disconnected. Because when we were closer, this kind of stuff couldn't take root. Because when you raise your kids and you all of a sudden you letting your son play stupid stuff like wear stupid things or whatever, your auntie would have been like, nah, why you letting him
Right.
wear that dress or put on that day? He shouldn't be playing with his sister stuff on that level. No, he ain't playing with that.
Right.
I mean, some of these things are just childish exploration. It's not you, but what we're doing is we're encouraging them into gaydom. Okay, we're encouraging it. We're nurturing the gayness. That's a whole different thing when that's just totally who you are. But
Right.
this nurturing of this homosexuality is not natural. This catering and coddling and creating a whole bunch of these folks is not natural.
Right.
And that's why it's a problem. And I'm telling you, when you stop running to these surrogate people and start dealing with your own real family and stop using these substitutes, you won't have that because there's a checks and balance within families. We're going to love you no matter what. You can be whatever you are. We're going to love you. However, we're going to also give you the balance so we encourage the growth of your male qualities and your testosterone and your proper role and within our daggone people in our tribe, right?
Right.
We give people a better chance of being the people they are meant to be instead of what this media and propaganda is trying to push them to be by being within our proper families. I don't know if that makes sense to y'all.
No, it does, because it's like you said, shit, TV is a surrogate family.
Can you
I know
hear me? Can you hear me now?
I know people that got a TV that stretches across their whole wall and the volume is always cut. You can't hear shit because the volume is turned up too high. You know?
Yeah.
So that TV is a surrogate family too.
Yep. Yes, it is. Yes, it
And
is.
we just keep running away from ourselves. And when I say ourselves, family, we keep running away, and you really can't do that.
And
How do you run away from yourself?
now we're not gonna admit the fact that families got problems. People get abused. They get raped in families. They get abused in families. I have a friend that I recently reconnected with, and I know she had experienced abuse in her family, but come to find out that who she thought was her brothers, they weren't actually fully brothers. Her daddy wasn't her daddy. She has found that out recently. Very interesting. Very interesting family. But anyway, sometimes families are a source of pain, right? I understand that. That is true. A
Yeah.
lot of times, the people that can hurt you the most are those that are closest to you. A lot of times, the people that are closest to you do hurt you the most in life, and
Right.
you want to escape from that. Let me not sugarcoat that. Yeah,
Right.
exactly. But we also, through the course of pain and pressure, become stronger individuals. And not only that, that pain and pressure, if we use it correctly, it can be a source of actually making the family stronger as well. Because when we actually face these issues and problems, it's going to make us more protected and a stronger family as well as we deal with these things, as we confront these demons or these negative entities that are in our own family groups, and we need to deal with it because running away from it doesn't make the problem disappear. It just leaves somebody else as a victim. So just because you when you run away and you leave it behind, you're only leaving somebody else to fall victim to the same thing. So we all have to fight through the negative stuff in our families too. It's not fun. None of it's fun, but it's all necessary. I don't know if that makes sense.
Why wouldn't it make sense?
I
Makes sense.
know. Yeah, I don't know.
I mean, it does. It does. It's just not set. It's something that we don't talk about a lot, so
Right.
we don't hear it. So that's why it might sound a little weird, but we get it. So Lisa,
So what
go ahead.
about when people are abusive? Like you were telling me about a situation where somebody was really an asshole, right?
Yeah.
we had a discussion about it. You want to talk about that?
What? Hit me up on the story because I.
An abusive motherfucker that was, doing some things, raping or whatever, wasn't talking about not raping, but talking about maybe wanting to rape somebody or so whatever. It's something you was
Well,
mentioning.
no, I mean, but you just got to call them out for what they are, because somebody that would say that over the internet, aren't you kind of implicating yourself into whatever you're getting into? Aren't you kind of admitting? Aren't you kind of telling, like you said about the people showing their ass, on the net? How do you take that back?
How do
You
you
know,
take it back? Yeah, how
you
do you get you got well, I mean, that's the space, that's the bigger space of family. Because the bigger circle of family, of course, we have our families, my mother, my father, my cousins, my uncles, da 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 da. But in the bigger space of families, especially indigenous people, we are a family in another sense. Because my Acamax, some of us may be cousins, some are actually not literally blood cousins, but we're kin because we're all Akamaki, we're all from the eastern shore, right? So, but in the bigger sense, so are the Powhatans. The Powhatans are cousins, the Pamunkeys are our cousins, the Nottaways are our cousins. And in the bigger sense, so are the daggone Creeks and the daggone Muskogee Creeks and the daggone, Choctaws and the daggone, so, and so we have Lenape, we have these bigger Lumbees, we have bigger Yamasees, we have bigger scopes of cousins, right? So, and literally, in a literal sense, we're family. These indigenous people of America, we are another family, right?
right,
So even in our bigger family, our bigger scope of family, we have to have that same grace and that same discipline. So we got it. So what you do in families, you're not gonna you're gonna be like, you know what, you beat people within the family. You don't beat them out in front of strangers and out in public. You try to take them around the family, and you beat them up, or you say, look, you don't do this shit. You don't show your ass in public. It's ridiculous. You don't sit there and go in public, and sometimes we do because we're like that. We'll beat your ass in the street. I understand that. That's just how we are as indigenous people. We will beat each other's asses in the street. We will do that. But for the sake of the preservation of the indigenous people, we try to not let the other folks, the outside folks, see how we do things. So we don't need them to see our daggone discourse. So we need to take each other to the side and deal with each other and discipline each other, or let each other know what's up in private. And then we need to have the ability within our hearts and minds to change what we're doing. Cover up your ass. Stop talking about women in a derogatory way. Be respectful. Apologize and change your ways. Don't talk about beating each other up or doing daggone assaulting each other. Apologize and change your ways. We have the power to change our courses, right? But we also have the power to forgive. That is a very powerful thing as well. And the powerful thing of forgiveness is probably the most powerful thing you can ever have, because we want to always feel like we're right and somebody else is wrong. And then they don't deserve our forgiveness or whatever. But the person who wins the most is the person who has the heart to see the humanity in the other person and to extend a second chance to that person. That's a big person. And sometimes we forget the value of that. And we're more able to forgive Biden for being an asshole and saying horrible things in the past than we are to forgive our own family for just saying something like, I don't like Oprah Winfrey, like 3 months ago.
be some dumb shit, don't it?
I mean, we get mad at each other for stupid things, right? But we have to have grace to forgive each other, for our little transgressions, saying the wrong thing at the wrong time, communicating things that maybe shouldn't have been communicated, being a dog, being a hoe, whatever.
Right.
But you have to understand that we are being encouraged to be twerking and hoeing and being ratchet and disrespectful to our women and calling them bitches. That is all being fed into us through our music, through the media. This propaganda. We're playing out these things that aren't us. Stop being something that you're not and just be you. They're gonna follow us no matter what. It doesn't matter whether they follow us or not either. We gotta do us. We gotta do us. And we gotta stop letting these outsiders come into our daggone families and come into our freaking perimeters of our daggone people.
So they damn sure don't let you in theirs.
And if you don't see that, you're not really seeing.
So
thousands are Acamax. There are some thousands that are Acamax. I haven't seen the last name Penny. That's my sister's name, but I haven't seen the last name Penny. That's cool. But yeah, thousands. I've had thousands on the Eastern Shore. If they're on the Eastern Shore, they're most likely Acamax. But yeah, we do have thousands.
So how many? When the Acamax would start, when the wars were committed against the Acamax, they spread north, south, east, and west. I mean, not east, of course.
Well, yeah, we went up to New York. That's east of us. It's east, northeast. New Jersey's east, but yeah, northeast. But yeah, we did. We spread out, and we spread out. Because this is terroristic stuff, and people don't realize, like, when you start looking in the records, you start realizing, man, like I was talking to a friend that does genealogy today. He was like, daggone, my relative had all this stuff in Louisiana, and he just like left. I was like, babe, that was like 1900, man. 1900s when they put out the daggone what is it called? Birth of a Nation. Birth of a Nation was the biggest propaganda and the best. They didn't have movies like that till that came out. That thing came out and it set on fire. Literally, Tulsa's linked to that movie. Literally, all the demolition of all these towns, the flooding of these towns, the daggone burning of these towns, the demolition of all these Wall Streets, all these places across the nation I promise you, are linked to Birth of a Nation. Because they played that thing in theaters for 2 years. 2 years. And before that, they had the book. Okay, the Klansman. So before they even had the movie, they had the book. So the people that was reading was doing that. And then when the movie came out, they were going in droves to the damn movie for 2 years. So it actually set all that stuff on, as far as the terrorism of all these people, and they're losing their daggone property, and you didn't even want to talk about it. It was so devastating because we were winning, y'all. I mean, there's so much of the course of time since the so-called slavery began, we were winning. We were prospering. We were business people, landowners, educators, inventors. All these hundreds of years that they try to act like you were just chattel slavery, we were winning. The vast majority of us were doing major things. So when these devastating war blows happen, where they just decimate your towns and they just try to run rapid and burn and use the military against us, that stuff was like, oh hell, I ain't talking about it. So that silent generation that endured that in the early 1900s, they didn't want to talk. They was like, nah, we ain't saying what happened. And some of them stopped trying, right? They stopped building business. They had business. Most of these people had business and they stopped. And most of the people that came after them were scared to have businesses because of what they saw. So the whole misnomer, like, oh, we don't like education, we don't like, nah. It was because of the things that happened, the trauma and the torture that a lot of us endured that changed the way we talked about it or felt about it. Because we were about all of that. We've always been about everything that could bring us up, everything that can lift us up, everything that can give us progress. We did all that.
Okay, so what's going on now? They're trying to bring this COVID variant up. and trying to spread that out? Or what should the people who are thinking, what should some of the things they should be thinking about doing at this time?
Well, I mean, I could tell you that I'm very concerned about the COVID vaccine and as being a mechanism of spreading COVID, right? So
Right.
how did they get COVID spread in the first place? You know, in my estimation, my hypothesis is it was the flu shot because nursing home patients, old people, that like in Georgia, the first big burst was in a funeral they had in Macon, Georgia, of all places. There ain't no Chinese in big numbers in no Macon, Georgia, at a black funeral. So what happened? The old people go to their doctors in the community that is our Negro communities, and they get the flu shot. They got the flu shot nice and early, like they supposed to do. They got the COVID. They coughing. They don't think it's anything, to be, concerned about. They got to go to the funeral because that's what we do. And they end up spreading it to a bunch of family members and friends. That's how COVID is spread. They started it with giving us flu shot injections. Then once the flu shot injections results in all the coughing of cough spreading, dragged out and it was like dissipated, they didn't have a mechanism to spread it. But then the vaccine actually gives you COVID. It actually has a mechanism of spreading COVID. Because, my sister's friend who's in the hospital right now, and he calls us and he was like, yeah, I'm in the ICU. I'm in the ICU with 3 other people. He didn't have the COVID vaccine. He got COVID and he's in there for COVID. But he was in there and he said 3 other people was in there who took the COVID vaccine in January and are dead now in a little hospital.
What?
They took the COVID vaccine in January and now they're dead. They got COVID and now they're dead. And in between they're getting the COVID, they probably spread it as well because you get sick, you cough, you're around people. And these people think they're healthy because they got the vaccine. They're good. So they're out there coughing amongst people, thinking they're all right. Oh, it must be some kind of respiratory infection, some kind of summer flu, some kind of cold. And they're actually spreading COVID because they think they're okay since they got the vax. That's the dangerous thing. Beware of these people that got the vaccine who think they are good. They're not. They got COVID in them. First warning is that. Second warning is be careful of these people that got the COVID because it ain't even in their cough, their sperm and their daggone body fluids. Wear condoms. These people have it. It's a virus, just like HIV. If it's in their sperm, if it's in their cough and in their body fluid, it's in their daggone sperm and in their whatever secretions the woman has in her. Do please wear condoms. COVID and these people that got the vaccine is alive and well.
Wow. So what about this new strain? What do we have to look for in that?
The new strain is not a new strain. The new strain is the stuff that they're spreading through the damn vaccine. They're calling it a new strain, right?
Okay.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
How is the new strain a new strain? Where is it coming from? Literally, I've been nursing the COVID since last year all the way to daggone April. There weren't no new strain then. Why is there a new strain now? It's from the people that's been vaccinated. They're coughing and producing a new strain.
Oh, wow.
They're the ones that's got the variant. They got the new man-made mechanism of COVID that they're spreading from themselves. How are you going to have 3 people in a tiny town, in a tiny hospital who got the vaccine die from COVID? COVID is in the vaccine. They know this. They know it. So that's the new variant. It's the damn vaccinated people. Because ain't nobody encouraging the flu shot anymore. They don't even talk about it. They don't need it. because they got the COVID shot to be pushing on people. And that's got the COVID daggone disease in it. They don't need to give you a flu shot anymore. The flu shot was to prepare you for taking injections, and it was to prepare you so that everybody would have a mechanism to spread the COVID so they could kill people. Its purpose has been served. They have never tried to get a solid form of treatment for that disease.
Just
From the beginning, all they cared about was getting a vaccine, not treating or cure or being able to save people's lives who were sick. They never cared. They never tried to save the sick and dying. And they still aren't. Why did 3 people die of it? Because they never worked on being able to save the lives. They never worked on curing it, ever. It was always about the vaccine. That's all they wanted.
But aren't those little telltale signs that we should be peeping?
No, because people just believe what they hear on TV, and when people like me talk, they think I'm just talking out of my ass, even though I've been in this damn game for a very long time, and I've worked all over the country, and I've been in ICUs, and I'm a nurse practitioner. They don't care. They think that these people on the television are God, and they believe whatever comes out of their mouth, and they don't question it, and they don't even Google it. But let me tell you the other thing they need to be aware of. Because my cousins, they all got vaccinated. I just found that out. And one of them just committed suicide after his dad died. And there's not suicide in my family up until last month. And let me tell you that I felt like even before that happened, I told my sister, I said, that daggone vaccine is going to cause people to commit suicide or homicide. I said it's going to be suicide or homicide in connection with the 5G too, because the 5G causes neurological shit and depression and shit. But I'm telling you, with the 5G and that vaccine, it's going to have people suicidal and homicidal. And I would caution all of you to take care, to watch those people around you who have taken the vaccine and their mental and physical conditions. Beware of it. And like I said, please wear condoms.
Well, Lisa, I want to thank you for joining us tonight, keeping us abreast of what's going on. But the main thing you brought up tonight, get with your family. Get with the people who connect you to America. Talk to those people. Find out what they know. Find out about who you are, where you come from. You're going to need that real soon, because all these immigrants coming over, and they coming over snatching. Know who you are. We're going to see you real soon. Later on this weekend, we having Deborah, Oklahoma come on. And we having Rick Moon this weekend. So,
ooh, big weekend.
So check us out. Thank you guys for joining us tonight. And we'll see you in a couple of days, or tomorrow. All right.
Peace. Have a good night, y'all.